All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Live I'm Gonna podcast. Guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps me to get into the algorithm and it helps me to improve the channel. All right, guys, so let's talk about the Champions League game that was played last night, Arsenal versus Kairat Almaty. Hope I'm getting the pronunciation right on that. Um, the lineup that I had predicted was somewhat similar to the one that was fielded. And a lot of the things that I wanted to see happen outside of the lineup actually happen, which is very good to see. So my lineup apart, so I got everything right. The only difference was that instead of Zubimendi, Havertz played, and instead of Jesus, Gyökeres played, and then Incapié and Calafiori, their roles were inverted, right? So they played in opposite roles to what I had predicted in my predicted video. All right, guys. So lineup done. Havertz. I wanted Havertz to get at least 30 minutes, if not 45 minutes. I thought he was going to come on in the second half. Ended up starting, and probably one of the most unbelievable 45 minutes I've seen from an Arsenal player. Definitely this season. It was electrifying. It wasn't void of anything. I made a short on it that I'll drop today. His link up play was amazing, and this is a player that has been out from time, right? He's been out for months and months and months, and came back for one game, never even played, was on the bench, out again. So for him to come back in such an emphatic way, um, it kind of puts our players to shame. It kind of speaks to desire, hunger, intelligence. Anyways, his link up play was amazing, guys. His press was on point. He won his duels, aerial duels, on the ground duels. The goal, the two assists. I know that the Martinelli goal was seen as a Gyökeres assist. However, I that is for me a Havertz assist. Gyökeres is going for goal. That was an assist from Gyökeres. Um, how good he made things tick, guys. He had the ball moving, fluid, functional movements, guys, flowing, forward passing, and that is something that I'm a big advocate for. Pass the ball, keep it moving. Within that quickness of pass, that quickness of thought, that awareness, um, in an attacking way, always that will always lead to goals. The reason why we're not scoring goals is because we slow the game down all the time, especially when we're attacking. And that is a big area that needs improvement. So he was moving the ball quickly, and you see how better the other players were made around him. Eze looked better. Um, Gyökeres looked better. Norgard, 7 out of 5, probably 8. The flicks and tricks and just it was, oh my, it was amazing. Things that you would never associate, things that are not synonymous with your with Norgard. He showed us another part of his game, guys. I mean, he's in the twilight of his career, so it might be a little bit too late to go on a Ronaldinho run now. But it was definitely good to see that he was confident enough to show himself in that way. All right, so let's talk about the game. A slight breakdown, nothing too crazy like how I normally do. All right, guys. So first half, again, Gyökeres goal as a consequence of quick movement, quick passing. Um, I think the ball from Mosquera to Eze into Havertz, Havertz it ball to feet in his stride to Gyökeres, almost fumbles it, but was able to regain his feet and hit that ball in true Gyökeres fashion, guys. Goal 1-0. First minute. I mean, you really can't start better than that, can you? Unfortunately, right after that, Calafiori, and I forgive him for this. Some players you kind of give them a break, and I never thought we were ever going to lose this game. So even further to that, we've had a faultless Champions League campaign so far, and he's back from injury. Another player who hasn't played in a while. Pull on the shirt, probably a sign of a lack of match fitness. But he was okay apart from that. So pull penalty, 1-1. All right, and then Not too long after that, Kai Havertz. I mean, guys, that goal, the level of confidence and conviction he hit that ball with, the movement to pass a player and then to pass another player and to put that ball around him, that player, and place it into the goal. The way he did, guys, phenomenal stuff. Love to see it, guys. Um, so where are we now? So goal again. Um, Martinelli, right? So at this point, we're 3-1 up, 36 minutes. Martinelli. So that same goal that I referenced earlier in the video. Um, you know, passage of play, um, ball into to Havertz. Havertz puts in a scrumptious ball into the box. That's the type of ball. If you're going to play the ball on the ground, Ben White is another player who is good at this. A lot of other players, especially Madueke, is absolutely horrible at putting balls into the box, especially on the ground. If Madueke, and I'm sorry to come off topic, but if Madueke could do that more, because he always, probably 80% of the times, he beats his man. If he could have a better delivery on him, I mean, it would be such a player. Right, guys? Anyways, Havertz into the box. Gyökeres goes for it, misses. Martinelli taps in. All right. So 36 minutes and we're 3-1 up. And things are looking positive. We're dominating. We're on the front foot. The players are playing their socks is off. They look amazing. And you can tell that the confidence is moving through their veins. All right, second half. So okay, so both Havertz and Calafiori got the 45 minutes. I wanted them to get, and I'm really happy about that. Because these two players are absolutely crucial for our running. These two players are must plays in the team. So so that was good. All right. So, both players come off and they're replaced by I think Havertz and Nkapie. Um and it's so funny because as soon as Havertz came off, from an attacking point of view, our game seemed lacking again. Mr. Odegaard, slowing things down, right? So, you know, there was a point where Odegaard dispossesses his man, and instead of shooting, I don't know how many times I've been said this, he tries to play Gyökeres in. Guys, there's nothing wrong with wanting to play Gyökeres in, but you have to know when to shoot and when to pass. About the time, another thing that plagues Arsenal a lot and why we're not scoring enough goals is that we don't back ourselves to shoot more often. And we're always looking to thread a pass. And you have to know the difference, guys. I don't want to bash Odegaard. Apart from this, he had a couple opportunities to score. It's a shame he wasn't able to put those two headers away. Um, but it was good to see that he was actually trying to take shots. And shots that are not really indicative of him, headers and stuff like that. Um, more positive news. Bailey Joseph was able to make his debut. Ife Ibrahim was able to make his debut at 17 and 18 years old, respectively. Um, in the last minute of the game, Almaty scored to make the score 3-2. So we played 8 games, won 8 games. It's funny because before this game, we only conceded 2 goals across 7 games, and in one game we conceded two, so that's 4 goals. But lots of positive, guys. Lots of positive. Players are back. Players getting their debuts. Players looking like they can score goals, based on the players that are back in. But at the same time, additionally, a lot of the same mistakes. Um, Anyways, guys, let me know what you thought about the game. Let me know who your man of the match was. My man of the match, obviously, resoundingly, was Kai Havertz, and I think based on what I'm hearing, everybody thinks the same. Norgal, Norgard, was not too far off. Gyökeres is not too far off. Unfortunate not to get an assist to go with his goal, to go with his wonderful goal. Eze wasn't able to find his feet. But let me know what you thought about the game. Who was your man of the match? Um, and if there was anything that you would have done differently in this game. All right, guys, we're off to Leeds in the next on the weekend Premier League action. So I'm going to do obviously I predicted for that, And then after the game, we're going to break it down as we usually do. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me on another episode of the Life I'm Gonna podcast. Guys, hit that like and subscribe button, help your boy out. All right. All right, guys. Peace and love, and I'll see you on the next one. And we're out.